Uh, I'm gonna keep this one quick. It's not a lot to it. So, Moonfall. John Bradley, definitely a standout performer in this movie. I think his name's Patrick Gleason and Halle Berry. Fantastic job. They did their thing. It felt run of the mill, but not in a bad way. Like they were very, this is what they are, this is what they do, kind of thing. They just do their thing. Roland Emmerich. All right, with his movies, it's starting to get a little tropey, um, to the point of annoyance. It's always a father son situation. Independence Day, The Patriot. You start going through his movies. 2012, Day After Tomorrow. Like that's what he does, and there's destruction. Now, was the idea cool? Yeah. The problem is that I felt like I seen that story before. I'll put it to you like this: if you've played enough of Halo, or better yet, not even played, if you watched the Halo Legends movie compilation thing, a little bit of felt like that. Some of that felt similar, and I knew what the theories come from. The destruction was pretty cool, but it should have had more. Like, all right, he always seems to have these side characters, and I get it. You want to trap the humanity. The problem is the side characters I didn't really care about. Uh, like they were fine, but it was like it felt like it detracted from the movie. I was more interested in what was going on with the moon situation. Um, but when it would detract to the family, like for example, and I'm keeping it spoiler light, there was like these weird hickey kind of people, and I know I'm not trying to be insulted, but they really sound like they were like pushing them to be hick. Like they were constantly going after. It was like I was like, why are you even doing this? Go that way. The first time, sure, you wanted to show humanity and a downfall and blah blah blah. They showed a little bit, people looting, as people always seem to do. As soon as you hit the tiniest panic button, everybody goes on stupid. Look what happened with the toilet tissue. However, it started to feel redundant and a little extra, and it was like, this is kind of feeling a little forced. Like they're kind of going overboard with this when they could spend the time doing something else. And it was like, how do you keep running into these people? It was weird. Um, there was also too, they were a little too calm. So like, for example, there's a thing shooting up, right? Where there's like a gravity well, and everyone just gets out the vehicle. You can clearly see everything going up. They're like, yeah, wow, we gotta go. And I'm like, go. You should have been left. Or you could have drove and saw that. You see the stuff going up. But it looked great. Or like when the thing was coming down, it's like, and the moon, and it just looked amazing with the horizon line. But they're like, all right, better move. And I get why they do it, because they always want to have the family so you can connect. Really, the moon stuff was more interesting, and even that, I'm gonna say this honestly. In the end of the day, especially towards the end, it felt very familiar. It was Independence Day. It was like he took another shot at Independence Day resurgence. I know that sounds wild, but I got an Independence Day feel. Like it felt like a better version of resurgence. Uh so my There's not much else to say. The destruction was nice. You always get sweet destruction. I think movies like San Andreas, I even think 2012 handled it better with the people and the peril. Like the heroes were in peril, but they didn't feel as much in peril. The moon stuff really stood out. So it was like that stuff I really liked. The family I was okay with. They had like Michael Pena, and he was like barely used. And I'm like, dude, you could have did some more with him. And I'm not even like the hardest core fan of Michael Pena. I think he's cool. But like, there's people who are like Michael Pena's the best. I think he's decent. And when he does do his thing, the guy really brings it. So I felt he was a little underutilized, and the stuff that it was going, it was cool. Like there was cool stuff to see. Don't get me wrong. It's a visual effects movie. It makes me mad because I'm like Transformers. You could do Unicron, but at the end of the day, this felt like this dude watched some Halo, looked at Independence Day Resurgence, was like, we could do this, and they even ended it kind of that way, where it's like, now we have to get started on. Nope, you can't hear this because it might be spoiler. Sorry. Also, leave it where they left it. It's kind of one of those endings. That's not telling you anything. I would say overall, I got enjoyment out the movie. Honestly, especially for a guy who talks all this trash about the Marvel and DC, another moron sitting there. And I'm sorry, any director who talks, you're a moron now to me when it comes to this. Marvel is ruining the movie industry. You can't ruin the movie industry with successful movies. That's not how that works. That's the thing I find really weird when people say that you're ruining the movie industry. How? Because these are the blockbusters? We can't come up with original ideas. Yes, you can. You just came out with one. Moonfall, even though it was Independence Day. So I would say, honestly, I did have a good time, but not good enough. I'm going to say it needs bacon. The human element could have been better. It wasn't like that anyone was terrible. It's a good side of needed baiting. Like, it wasn't that it was terrible. It was just I didn't care. Like, when things happened, I was like, okay. Like, you know what it was? I know what it was. This is why I need bacon. This is why. It felt like no one was really in danger. If that makes sense. I didn't feel the sense of urgency watching it. Maybe I'm wrong. Tell me what you think. I'm going to say this needs some bacon. Like, I would watch it again, but it's more of I like this part. Like, it's cool to see this because I like disaster movies. But I would say maybe next time don't talk about Marvel and DC if you're coming out with that. And I got the Independence Day feel and I got a little bit of Halo feel. Like I said, if you watch Halo Legends, you'll understand where I'm coming from a little bit. Geek Protagonist, you stay safe, you stay healthy, you stay real. That's all I really got to say. Wasn't terrible. If you want to watch it, you're going to get a good time. The visuals are great. The stuff is good. I am not saying this movie's like bad. It's just some of it, the slowdown and the boringness gets a little So just to let you know. But to watch the stuff itself, and there is some really cool space stuff in it too. The moon stuff, that was great. So it's like a 50-50. That's why I said need bacon. I can't give it a good time because I felt like there should have been more destruction, more. I should have seen more. So because of that, I'm going to say it needs bacon on the good side, not burnt bacon. All right, see ya.